and that is gonna be magic. Well, the should that's the thing is the should wait part. If you do enough models at the same time, you never really have to wait on stuff because like well, like this, but you get to do it on different models. So while we wait for this, we're doing the top part and then so on. But if we were doing another, like if we were doing Lieutenant McBadass here at the same time, then we would never have to wait, because once we have to wait on something, we just set it aside and then we do Captain McBadass until we reached a point of like, oh, we need to wait, and then Captain McBadass sits there, and back comes this guy, and then unless you're like terribly unlucky, so it would probably happen to Wookie Kahuna because he is the unluckiest person I know. Unless you're terribly unlucky, it will never kind of like you'll never reach this point, or like once that happens, you just like start on Lieutenant McSorty, fencing expert Lieutenant Carl Swordsy, and you just like you always have stuff to do. But that's the other thing is with like with the white scars. That's why it's so short. Is there is no waiting time because I do 10 at a time. So there's no way that whatever I'm doing when I reach number 10, number 1 is like completely dry and ready to go. So you kind of have to cheat yourself into, like, you cannot force paint. You can't force paint to dry faster, but you can always find some different thing to do elsewhere, right? So like, while we wait for the base to be dry, we'll do something else. Doing a lot of large projects and everything, this is kind of a skill that you have to actively work on, especially when you're like, when I did it as part of commissions and stuff, when that was more my my source of income. These little details became really, really relevant, because that was, if you have to lose like half a day waiting for paint to dry, that's like a lot of money that you can't, that you're missing out on. So, but for regular use in me is painting for fun most of the time. Just start something else, or unless you have like a very specific deadline, in which case you do need to plan ahead, and it helps a lot to plan for these things. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need, we're doing oil washes and this needs to dry, so we're gonna wait. Or like a lot of my armies, I use Quickshade. But Quickshade requires like a solid 12, like a minimum of like 12 hours to dry. And so sometimes 8. Sometimes I cheat a little bit on 8, but it requires a lot of time to dry. So you have to kind of plan around that, and just like some days you'll just go like an extra super long day to finish the Quickshade, and then that way like you leave for the day, and then you come back the next day or the day after that, and then Quickshade is all done. But if you start your morning with like Quickshade, well, these guys are done for the day basically, because you can't touch them anymore. It's the same with like oil wash. Like I say Quickshade, like, and then a lot of people like kind of stop listening because they go, oh, this is like for dummies. Nobody uses Quickshade, but oil washes are the exact same thing. If you put like oil washes on something, like you're shit out of luck for the night, man. Like just like go play Xbox or whatever, but you're not painting that one model.